Hey Canelo, if the WBC asks you to either fight Golovkin next or give up the belt, what do you do?
I'm ready.
You ready? So we're gonna see Golovkin in May or what?
He's ready. I'm ready.
There it is. Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? More breaking news when it comes to Canelo Alvarez. It was just reported today that now in the WBC, they have dropped Canelo Alvarez from the rankings. Now, what this indicates and confirms is that Canelo had no intentions of negotiating with Gennady Golovkin. Therefore, WBC president had no choice but to drop Canelo from the rankings, because according to the WBC, they actually reached out to Golden Boy to ask him, was he going to campaign at middleweight? And Golden Boy and Canelo, they never responded. So because of that, the WBC, they removed Canelo from the middleweight rankings. But not only did they remove him from the middleweight rankings, they removed him from the junior middleweight rankings as well. Why? Because Canelo Alvarez, he normally fights at the weight he prefers, whatever weight that is, which is normally 155 pounds. Now, from the perspective of the actual fighter, Canelo Alvarez, if he doesn't want to fight the best fighters at 154, at 160, hell, even at 147, then this is almost good news for Canelo that he's been dropped from the rankings, because he may feel that a lot of pressure has been alleviated. But in terms of his reputation and how he is perceived, this is very bad news for Canelo Alvarez. Gennady Golovkin's promoter, Tom Loeffler, he just confirmed a couple weeks ago that since Canelo Alvarez vacated his belt, they haven't come forth, they haven't negotiated at all to even suggest that they want a Gennady Golovkin fight. In fact, the only fighter that Team Canelo has showed serious interest in so far is Liam Smith. So Canelo right now is in a very unique conundrum right now. I say that because I don't recall seeing a fighter of this magnitude being pressured to do the right thing in quite some time. You guys have to understand something. There's always been fighters that have been pressured to fight one guy in particular. But when it comes to Canelo's situation, Canelo has about 5 really good fighters to choose from, and he doesn't want to fight any of them, right? We're talking about from the middleweight division to the junior middleweight division. You have Gennady Golovkin, Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andrade. These are 4 of the best fighters from middleweight to junior middleweight that Canelo Alvarez has showed no interest in facing anytime soon. What makes this even more of a crime for the boxing world is the fact that the majority of the mainstream media, they are actually trying to protect Canelo as much as they can. Have you guys noticed that there has been almost no articles, no interviews on why Canelo Alvarez is not pursuing a Demetrius Andrade fight, a Jamal Charlo fight, if he's not going to fight Golovkin next? There hasn't been one article about Canelo versus Demetrius Andrade, Canelo versus Jamal Charlo. And it is simply because a lot of these members of the media, they are decafs, and they want to protect Canelo from losing or possibly losing to any fighter on the coincidental list. At the end of the day, they don't want to see Canelo or Golovkin lose. But if they're going to lose, they prefer them lose to each other, as opposed to them losing to someone on the coincidental list. It makes no sense that the media hasn't even mentioned Demetrius Andrade as a viable opponent for Canelo Alvarez next, after Demetrius Andrade just came off of a sensational knockout over a big, strong opponent like Willie Nelson. It makes no sense. There's no way you can justify or explain why they haven't brought these names up, other than the fact that they want to protect Canelo Alvarez. I mean, you have writers today that are still writing articles suggesting that Canelo is negotiating with Golovkin as we speak for a fight in September, even though Tom Loeffler said it himself that Golden Boy Promotions and Team Canelo, they have not been forthcoming at all when it comes to negotiating. This is what Golovkin's own promoter said. And now you have this news, the WBC president dropping Canelo Alvarez from the rankings of the belt that Canelo had just held a month ago, right? Not only do they strip him of the belt, but they remove him from the rankings. And you still have some writers writing articles, oh yeah guys, the fight is going to happen. Oh, they're negotiating right now. This is how much these media reporters and writers want to protect Canelo Alvarez's reputation and image. But it is very difficult to defy the truth. So that's pretty much all I got on this one, guys. I'm on to the next one.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Woo!